Well, hello YouTubers and welcome back to the channel. Bit of a short one this week. Struggling for footage as I'm working 24/7, as some of you who watch the site regularly will know. So what we got this week? Well, this week I've been welding a transit Toronio, or whatever they call them. So I'm going to show you a bit of that. The boat, which is in the background there, is now on the market. I put it on with a broker, so things have got a bit more serious. And we're getting lifted over in MDL's yard. There's a big lift there. I think they'll probably take me out on, because I think I'm a bit wide to go up the slip. So there's going to be plenty of things happening in the near future. If you are interested in the boat, watch the last video. It explains quite a lot about it and why I'm selling it. It's just not sustainable really. And if you hurry up, this mooring that she's on, which is a mud mooring when all's said and done, may well be up for grabs. I don't know. You'd have to ring Scott at Dolphin Boatyard, but he may let the boat stay on its mooring should somebody buy it off me before it comes out in March. When it comes out in March, that will be it. I'll be giving the mooring up. As you can see, she's not too badly fouled up. She will need washing off and the barnacles scraping. Because we're on a mud mooring, we get quite a lot of barnacles. And I will be giving her another clean before I go, so the broker doesn't have too much of a hard job. That cover up there is torn, so I'm going to see if I can either get another one made or that one repaired. Finances are a bit tight, so it might end up getting repaired, but we'll see. But yeah, we're on the bottom for 2 or 3 hours, 3 hours I think, each side, as you can see. So let's go and see what this transit's all about, shall we? Yeah. So I've got the clutch back in and started on the welding. This is the reference. Driver's side inner wheel arch, and that's where the servo's mounted, and that is the cabin in there. And the suspension leg goes up through there. Took the leg out to gain access. So I've got to replace that. Bit of chassis work there and there. Although that's not too bad and it's nice and thick, so when I've finished you won't know I've been there. Yeah, she's in a bit of a mess, this one, but we can make her right. Right, so here's a classic example of why you should never just overplate or get somebody with your mate next door with a stick welder. I don't know whether you can make this out, but these plates here, you see them? Firstly, you shouldn't plate to another plate anyway. The MOT examiner shouldn't really have passed that in the first place. But anyway, these plates here, and well, I don't know what you'd call that there, are stopping me from fitting this shiny new panel, see? Because the panel goes in that way, not this way, so now we're going to have to cut all that off and hopefully clean this up, but we'll probably end up with a new doorstep at this rate now, whereas it needn't have done to start with. There you go. Yeah, what a mess. The other thing, these sills are usually spot welded, as you can see. Well, maybe not. Let's get the torch on it. So the whole sill now, because it's plated from the other side, I presume, I'm going to have to either replace the whole sill or make a new lip for that. I have ground most of that off now. That is savable, but there's hardly anything there now. I'm gonna have to have a think about it. Right, so in the flitch is all cut out. Starting to make a panel up to go there, and then another one will have to go there. Just deciding what to do about the sill, because the repair panel doesn't fit, predictably. Anyway. Okay, so another day, another dime. I've been asked in between working at the garage, welding transits up, and other things, to fit a diesel heater, Chinese diesel heater, which I run on Sovereign Bay, and it's been pretty reliable. People slag them off, but, well, you know, for the price of them, you just throw them away after 12 months for another one in, don't you? But the one I've had 2 years now and not had much trouble with it, really. So yeah, this is the Folk boat. Now Jenny revarnished this for him a year ago, I think. It's holding up pretty well, really. It's just sat out there. Anyway, let's have a look and see what's got to be done. Right, so here we are on board. So I reckon, yeah, 5 kilowatts going to make that too hot in there, isn't it, really? It's only the size of a small van. I might suggest he gets a small one. Yeah. So Andy said there's a locker here, which will just about take it, which seems pretty sensible to me. Keeping it outside is a good idea. So yeah, that would be the same as Sovereign Bay. Let's have a look. Yeah, it would go in there, but is that the... I don't know what that is. Yeah, it would go in there. So yeah, looks like we're fitting a heater. Exciting times. So watch out for the videos on that. In the meantime, I think it's back to the garage, or back to the studio. So it's another day in the shop, and the good news is, I don't know whether you can see it, but that inner wheel arch, I've replated that and that. I've left some of the welds exposed because we have a fairly strict MOT tester who likes to see them. Repaired this, repaired the chassis, left the welds exposed. Just in the process of replacing the inner sill. I don't know whether you can see that, but I've put this this hockey stick in. I'm waiting for the inner sill section to come to do that. If it doesn't come today, I'm going to make one, because it's been butchered, so I'm going to replace all of that. I've repaired all the doorstep. It's all looking cushy now. Wouldn't really know I've been there, except for the fact that I didn't put the swaging in there. Like I say, this is an MOT repair, not a restoration, so I've had to cut a few corners. I would have normally put the swaging in, you would have never known I'd been in there, but saved a bit of time and money. I'm waiting for an outer sill for that, to save me making one, because there's a few holes in it, as you can see. I did start repairing it and then thought, well, this isn't going anywhere. I've repaired the bottom of the B-pillar. That's had a piece that goes all the way around, bottom of the sill and back up and round across there. I'm just in the process of finishing off the outer sill. Would have been better in hindsight to put a new sill on, but I didn't, so plenty to do yet. I've got the other side to do, and then I've got all the rear spring hangers. So yeah, big job this one, but at least I can put the suspension back together now. Right, so we've fitted the outer sill. There you go. As you can see, spot welded it there. It was seam welded It comes with this piece here and down there. We'd already repaired that, so I've cut it in there, and it fits about there. So cut it in there. As you can see, that's all lovely. The inner sill section that goes the other side of it's on. I'm just waiting for the rear section to come so I can fit that. And made a start on the other side. Got a fair bit of work to do there. I've got to join the dots up for a start off. But I've plated all this bit's been repaired, and then there, cut it out and put new stuff in there. And yeah, that brings me to the I wish I put the again, in hindsight, I wish I put a doorstep in there really, but never mind. The outer sill was in pretty good shape, so I've just patched it and patched that. And if you're wondering why it's not seam welded, it's because I'm waiting for a new welding lid to come. I should have brought the snap-on one instead of the Aldi one. Might have been Lidl's, I can't remember now, but it was rubbish anyway, so we're waiting for a new one. So when I come back with the helmet tomorrow, I'll seam weld all that up, seam weld all these in, and then treat it with some seam sealer and prime it. Then we're on to doing the spring hangers. Big job that. Anyway, it'll be tomorrow in a second. Okay, so it's the next day, and I don't know whether you can see that. Let's get the light so we can get a bit of a shadow on it. Oh yeah, there you go. I've made a plate up, welded it in, put the swaging in there. The MOT tester likes to see the welds, which I'd rather grind them off, but there you go. So we've got to do this yet, and all the spring hangers and stuff behind there got to be done yet. Had a quick look at the brakes. Cylinders are okay. Could do with some shoes. Probably going to do that. So dentist tomorrow, and hopefully the steel work will come. We can get on with that. Well, there you go, guys. Why not to buy a transit? Well, unless it's been welded by myself and or somebody else who's qualified. Sorry it wasn't very interesting this week. I'll try and find you some clips of Kefalonia after here, so that you've got something interesting to watch this week. Next week I'm moving the boat over to MDL on the 2 o'clock tide, so that will be Thursday, I think, so that will be a bit late. I'll see if I can get something cobbled together, and that might be a bit more interesting for you. And then of course we're just bruising through the last few weeks now before I go back to Kefalonia, and then things will get much more interesting. So thanks for bearing with us. If you haven't already subscribed, please do. It helps me enormously, and will help me put better content in eventually, hopefully. And for those of you who have subscribed, thanks ever so much. I really do appreciate it, and thanks for watching. See you next week. Well, hello YouTubers, welcome back to the channel, you 560 odd people we have now. In fact, all my children have now joined up, which is a bonus. So if you're watching, hello. I know that Pat Burkett's grandchildren watch this, so hello to them as well. So, and there's a car coming. Cut that bit out. 3, 2, 1. So yeah, it's a fine balance I have to do with my health and earning money to do all these things. I have had some help off a lot of friends, well, a lot of help. Tom, Victoria, when you're racing back from the airport to get your first drink in on your holidays, I understand, but you're not Colin McRae or whatever his name was. I mean, look at that. Frightens me to death looking down there. Cut. Are we on? 1, 2, there's another car. Yeah, morning. Oh, and another one. I think I might have picked the wrong spot. Yet again, traffic. Well, another thing that you might want to do if you're living there is take your kids somewhere to play. I remember doing that with my kids, especially Norton. He used to love going on the swings. But over the years, don't you think that's been made a little bit safe? You know, I remember playing on old cars in a field that had been burnt out, and making roped swings on trees, things that you're not allowed to do now. Anyway, I came across this in the town the other day. It's a bit run down, I admit, but there's all sorts of stuff. But there's also a gym involved that's free. Look at that. See, there's weights on there. So it may have been a playground, but it's also now a training ground. Look at that. Yeah, not so much a playground for the kids. So there you go, another little window into the life of the Rudge when he's in Kefalonia. Let's get back on the Black Pearl. So before we go any further with this video, it says on that sign there, for those of you who don't read Greek, operation is suspended. But it is a playground, or was once upon a time. That's the entrance to the property. I think it's got a lot of potential, which is why I wanted to buy it originally, but without Keith I haven't really got the funds to do that now. So that could be it, that could be the place.